I consider the evolution of political theology in Orthodox political theology, Eastern Christian political theology in our times, dialectically through the lenses of Hegelian dialectics, if you want. Political theology developed dialectically. After the World War II, there was again an opening. The theology of the 60s produced some really brilliant minds and theologians who thought and wrote in the spirit of aggiornamento again, in the spirit of openness. Nowadays, we live in the time when I believe there is a sort of resurrection of the theology of the 30s, and one of the purposes of my piece was to demonstrate, to illustrate, to explain how the things that are happening now have happened. But also it's important for the global Christianity, I believe, because the Orthodox political theology is an intrinsic part of the global theological developments. Some of those principles have been forgotten or marginalized, and now it's time to bring them back, including the idea of freedom, the idea of human dignity, human rights. They are relevant again as probably never since the World War II. I start with the attitude of the early Christian communities to the Roman Empire, which was really the big challenge for the early church. The Christian groups which did not accept, did not appreciate at all the Roman Empire were very much against it, and they believed that this is like the cosmic enemy, the arch enemy of Christianity, of the church, and especially after Constantine, probably this spirit was encapsulated by Eusebius of Caesarea, who really went to another kind of extremity of considering the Roman Empire as the kingdom of God that was promised by Christ. That's why we need to understand the prehistory of political theology in order to understand modern developments. When ideology tries to camouflage itself as a theology, but still it is not theology, but an ideology, that is the source of the problems. That's why I think it's important to unmask ideologies and to clearly demonstrate that, well, look, this is theology, this is ideology, let us not confuse them. So it's important to differentiate between them, but it's really a challenging task. It's not easy at all to have this wisdom of discernment, and it does not correspond at all, to the Gospels, to the idea that in Jesus Christ there is no Greek, no Jew, barbarian, so forth, that everyone is equal. So the message of the Gospel is really non-exceptionalistic, it's for everyone.